What is up, guys? My name is Kim here. We are in a cave. Yay. I'm vlogging right now. Vlogging the camera. Vlogging the camera. Hopefully you guys can see me. It's really, really dark in here. Oh, we're gonna be on fire.
I'm right here.
Oh, what? Spiders?
Alright guys, come on past the edge of rocks so you can see better. Alright, I'm going to claim my little invisible podium here, guys. Right? Sort of spread around the room here. You can be anywhere in the room as long as I can see you. That's all I care about, guys. Alright, first off, group, you're now 56 feet below the surface of the forest. Like having a 5-story building above your head. But if you want to be accurate about where you are, you're in a cavern, not really a cave. And let me explain to you what the difference is. When you go in any cave in the world and you look up on the ceiling, that's pretty much what you're going to see, just plain old everyday rock. But when you go into a cavern and you look up on the ceiling, there's a pretty good chance you're going to see some of these. Now those happen to be stalactites, those are stalagmites, and this over here is called a flowstone formation. When you see stalactites, stalagmites, flowstone formations, you're in a cavern. You don't find them in a cave, okay? Now you call this a cave, everybody knows what you're talking about, but the more accurate term for where you are is a cavern because of the formations. And we do have thousands of them in this cavern. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? Alright, and it's a limestone cavern. All the rock around here is limestone. Limestone is a sedimentary rock that was formed in layers underwater. A very long time ago, Florida, and most of the southeast, was underwater. During that time, all the shellfish and all the bones from fish would settle down on the ocean floor with mixes of clay and the sediments and crushed down by the weight of the water, created limestone underwater. Well, when the polar ice caps reformed a long time ago, the water receded, and Florida and this rock started coming out of the ocean. And when that happened, this rock was mostly a solid block of rock with virtually no space in it. But over many, many centuries, and even today, as rainwater comes down, picks up carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, the water picks up more carbon dioxide from rotting vegetation as it percolates through the soil. The water becomes a solution called carbonic acid. Well, the carbonic acid would get into cracks in the rocks and sit there and literally eat away the limestone. So all of the natural spaces in the cavern and all of the formations in the cavern are the work of water, carbonic acid, eating away limestone in one place, and the minerals filtering down and reforming somewhere else. So water is considered the architect and the builder of the cavern. Okay? All right, now, carbonic acid should sound familiar to all of you. Anybody? Carbonic acid.
Come on, Josie.
It's in something. You all soda. There we go. Carbonic acid is in every soda you drink. Only the carbonic acid in your soda is 150 times stronger than the carbonic acid that ate away this rock. Think about that one for a minute, people. What's this stuff doing to your teeth? Your stomachs. So now that you, okay. Now that you guys know the truth about soda, who's going to give up soda for me?
Not me.
Nobody. Yeah, that's what I usually get most tours. Nobody. All right. Well, my conscience. Oh, you got. All right. I got one maybe. Oh, that doesn't count. I'm looking for new converts.
It's for your
teeth,
man.
Well, my conscience is clear. I've warned you about the dangers. All right. Well, besides, one guy told me he told me that the Jack Daniels will neutralize the carbonic acid. All right. All right. Okay, guys. Anybody have just so you know, this is the lowest underground. By the way, you're going to be the whole time, 56 feet. That's the lowest point in the cavern. That's our basement. That's 60 feet below the surface. We're tickled to death to have only 2 puddles of water in here because where you guys are standing right now, 2.5 months ago, you'd have been in 2.5 or 3 feet of water.
Well, you can
Yeah, we had flooding in here.
You can come to my backyard in Texas and see what kind of water we have right now.
Yeah, but no, thank you. All right. Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
If you poured soda on this, would it like dissolve faster?
It would dissolve a lot faster. Yes, it would. That's why we absolutely do not let sodas in the cavern because of that very reason.
Good question.
All right. Any other questions?
Cool question, bro.
If you put water on a working thing, it would got rusty.
All right.
Okay. If you put water on a working thing, it will stop working sometimes.
Okay. Yeah, it does. It's true.
Good point.
It's also true with soda.
Yeah. All right. Any other questions? All right, guys. So we're going to move ahead to the next room, and guys, we're going to go through the opening I was telling you about. It's 2 foot wide, 4.5 foot tall. Most of us will have to duck our heads, or you're going to finish the tour with a headache or the top of your head missing.
Top of my head missing? I don't think that's gonna happen. I'm good, thank you.
That was a very sneaky route change.
I know, right?
He's like, let's go down this route. Yeah, duck. Whoa.
Like, you know, here's your fuzzy little thing.
Okay, that was pretty nice.
I can do a lot of comments with that thing, but I'm gonna leave it all.
Look at this, guys. Holy crap. This is cool.
It gets better the further you go in.
Really?
Hmm?
Cool. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
Yeah. You got several really pretty rooms in here. This is small. I'm looking to see my anchor man back there somewhere. My last guy. Excuse me.
Oh wow, there's actually some in.
Yeah, we need that.
Oh snap! Oh, there's like naturally formed steps.
Oh yeah, that's naturally formed.
Yeah, yeah, electronics are definitely formed in a cave.
That's so cool.
Oh, stop!
Okay, guys. Now the men had to. Huh?
Kind of wet in here. Raindrops.
No, we'll talk about it. All right, guys. The men had to come in the cavern to dig it out to make it tourist friendly. Otherwise, we would be on our hands and knees through most of the cavern to see it. And they named most of the rooms after some feature in it. So when they came in here, they saw this. All right, this is another flowstone formation. This reminded them of a wedding cake. That formation against the wall reminded them of pipe organs. So this room was originally called the wedding room. And better still, we actually have 1 or 2 weddings a year in here.
Wow.
I don't think I have my wedding in here.
If you look up there, there's a lot of little thin white things hanging down everywhere. These are called soda straws. All the rainwater that comes down through the dirt, through the rocks, got a lot of minerals in it. Well, as the water comes through the bottom of the rock, the water evaporates and drops off and leaves behind a ring of minerals. Well, those things will continue to grow down slowly, hollow, just like a soda straw. So they get to be about 8 to 12 inches long. They'll finally close up at the end. Water will start coming on the outside of them. They'll start getting fatter as well as longer, and they become known as a stalactite. So with a little luck, all these hundreds and hundreds of soda straws up there will become stalactites like these. And some of that same rainwater that creates soda straws and stalactites will drop down on the floor of the cavern, same process. Water evaporates or runs off, leaves behind the minerals. The minerals start building up on top of one another, and that is how you end up with a stalagmite. And should a stalactite and a stalagmite grow long enough to where they finally meet in the middle, that is how you end up with a column. So the cavern becomes self-supporting after a while.
Oh, that's cool.
Right. I need to swap places with
I think there's sports up there if you look back here. Looks like it.
you. You got a feedback or something.
It race through the caverns.
Alright guys, now on this wall over here, you got this thing right here, this thing, and this thing. These are called cave curtains or cave draperies, and sometimes called cave bacon. Bacon.
Like
You guys in the
bacon.
back, let me see this.
It does look like a pig ear.
It's like bacon.
Everybody
Or like
see
a
that back
rawhide.
here? Alright, you guys over here. Right, to make no mistake about it, guys, this is rock, and it's not paper thin either. It's at least half an inch thick. These are made out of the same exact thing as the stalactites and stalagmites are, which is a mineral called calcite. The difference is when you see these things, they're always growing on a wall, it's on an angle. You can think of them as ribbon-shaped stalactites, but instead of the water coming down in one spot, the water's been running down the whole length of the wall for a long period of time, leaving behind little bits of minerals, and little by little, building further and further out and solidifying until eventually you had something that looked like this ribbon-shaped rock on the wall. All right, now this is pretty cool, but you're also going to see lots of the cavern that look like that up there. That's the early stages of cave curtains or cave bacon. We got lots and lots of that in the cavern too. All right, but I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, is you can even shine a flashlight through rock. That's kind of neat.
Good cut of bacon.
Questions, anybody? Questions, anyone? All right, guys, so we're going to move ahead to the next room. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to be going through a little short passageway. The low point is 5 foot 4 inches. All right, so anybody taller than that, excuse me, please watch your head.
Let's try going through here again. Walk my step, you know. Yeah. cool. Okay. I'm a little short here. Okay.
Right where you're standing is going to be the couch. Up here is where we put the widescreen TV.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Well, it's a man cave. It's a man cave. You betcha.
It's a man cave, literally.
Absolutely. Actually, this is my zombie apocalypse hideout. When it comes, I'm gonna, unless you know the secret knock and come bearing armloads of pizzas or armloads of sub sandwiches, you don't get in my zombie apocalypse hideout.
I have a Daryl Dixon shirt.
Dude, you can toast him.
Yeah, that's cool, but it's
And
not.
Dixon, we trust you.
Yeah, no, we'll hand you out a sandwich out the door, and you can be on your own. That's not quite enough. All right, guys, come on in, please.
You have little legs.
I'll be running.
Little legs.
All right. Let's see, one more.
Short, huh? Very
Good.
short, huh?
Is everyone? Okay, guys. Like I said, the men had to dig the cavern out. When they came in this room, they saw this little rock. What does that remind you of?
A duck.
A duck.
Aw.
All right. So
A
this
duck.
room was
Oh,
originally
snap.
called the duck room or the Donald Duck room.
Donald Duck.
We now call this
The
room
duck
the
place.
fracture room because of this up here. See a column?
Yeah.
Yeah, one time that column was together, but there was some settlement a while back that broke the column apart. Well, that column was created by water bringing minerals down over a long period of time. There's still water coming down in there, still bringing minerals. So there's a possibility that thing might grow back together again. What we're going to do is figure out roughly how long that might take. Okay? All right, guys, in my hand, there's a little rock. The rock itself is important for size purposes. It's roughly 1 cubic inch of rock or formation. On average, it takes about 100 years for 1 cubic inch of rock or formation to grow again. 100 years per cubic inch. That being said, let's go back up to that column, guys. Now, let's see how good you are at math. All right, look at that gap. Just the gap. How many cubic inches of material do you think it might take to fill in that gap and make that column solid all the way around?
2 centimeters.
2 cubic inches.
4-ish,
Are we
5-ish.
talking all the way through or just
All the way through. You want to make it solid all the way around.
About 6.
What did you say?
20.
20. Good. That's it. All right. Fist bump for you, girl. Fist bump.
Bump.
Oh,
All right.
snap. 20
All right.
seconds.
20
That's
cubic
good.
inches.
That's a
Do
long
math,
time.
guys. If there's 20 cubic inches, and each cubic inch is 100 years, it is 2,000 years. That's
2,000
roughly
years.
how long it would take for that much material to grow in this cavern. Now, the real question is, will there be water coming down in that column to bring the minerals down for 2,000 years? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. It may never grow back together again. But we know for a fact that it would take at least 2,000 years for that. And that's why we ask people not to touch things in here, because on geologic terms, it takes forever. About 45 feet right here. All right, guys, now there's only 3 natural colors in the cavern. You can see them on the wall. See the white up there? All right, that's calcite. That's the primary ingredient of all this limestone around here. And remember me telling you on top that this is a living cavern? Well, if you want to see where the cavern's growing, look for the white. All the white is the newest formation. The whiter it is, the newer it is, and it's very often wet. All right, you also got an orangey brown. That's from iron oxide or ferrous oxide. And there's a blackish brownish color up there. That's manganese. That comes from the soil up above us. So as you're going through the cavern, the whole cavern is going to be some combination of those 3 natural colors.
The color up there, is that algae?
The green, that's exactly what it is. It's algae. Algae does not grow normally in a cave or cavern, okay? So when you see green in here, you don't see green, please. It's, pretend it isn't there.
Okay.
We actually clean it out once in a while, but it comes back really fast.
How do you clean it?
Well, any place we clean it, we have to use cleaners. And any place we clean it, it's not going to grow anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. They when we buy 4% hydrogen peroxide to color the hair, we buy 32% hydrogen peroxide to do that, and it's nasty stuff. It really is. All right, guys. Now, how would you guys like to see just how dark a natural cavern is in its natural state?
Yes.
Want to see this?
Yes, please.
All right, what I want to do is get all of you guys to turn off your cell phones, turn off cameras, turn off anything whatsoever that's putting out a light source.